Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is another quick video about Catalyst and some of the capabilities of the 400 series controllers. In this video, I'm going to cover the sunrise and sunset functionality in the 400 series controllers. Okay, so I'm going to fire up Catalyst here, and let me name my page. I'm going to call this one, let's call it parking lot lights and security. Okay, so what I want to show you is let's say you have an application where you wanted to control the parking lot lights as well as the perimeter lights, like for security or something. And using the 400 series controllers, what's nice is there's built-in functionality that if you tell the 400 series controllers which geographical location it's at, then it knows when the time is for the sunset and sunrise, and then you can use that information to do some pretty cool logic to control your lights, control your whatever else you can think of. Okay, so where we're going to start is I'm going to go into the time category, and I'm going to drag out a real-time clock block out here, and then I'm also going to go down and drag out a sunrise and a sunset block. Okay, so right off the bat, as you can see, the sunrise and sunset blocks have a slot here called offset, and what the offset will do is it can take a negative number or a positive number, and it's always in minutes. So if I put a negative number into the offset slot, that means before sunrise. If I put a positive number in the offset slot, it means after sunrise. So you can play around with before and after. That gives you a lot of flexibility that way. And if you don't put anything there, then as soon as it's sunrise time, the block will trigger, or with the sunset, as soon as it's sunset time, the block will trigger. Okay. The reason I dragged out the real-time clock here is the first thing you need to make sure is you tell the Circon controller, the 400 series controller, is what is its geographical location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the smart tag, and I'm going to go into the configure link. Okay, and this is where you can enter your longitude and latitude, and if you want to put a name for the location, you can do that too. Obviously we're in Vancouver, so that's what it comes by default, but you can enter your own information there. And once that's set, you can hit apply here, and from then on the controller knows where it's located, so it will calculate the correct sunrise and sunset times. Okay. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that's why I dragged out the real-time clock, so I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need that anymore, because I know the settings are correct. So let's do an example here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on two things. So I'll have a parking lot light as well as a perimeter security light. So just to simulate stuff, I'm just going to drag out a couple of reference hubs here, and I'm going to name them. So I'm going to name this one parking lights. Okay, and I'm going to do a copy and paste quick here, and I'm going to name this one security lights. Security lights. Alright. Okay, so what I want to do for this example is basically I want the security lights to come on as soon as it's sunset, and I want it to go off just before it's sunrise. So what I'll do is I'll use a logic block like an AND block. Okay, I'm going to drag out an AND block here. And then what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say if it's sunset, so that's okay. And then I'm going to say if it's not sunrise, so I need a not block, so I'm going to grab a not block here. And I'm going to shrink this a little bit here. And I'm going to move these out. So I can go here. Alright, so I'll put it here. I'll put it here. Okay. So you can see that now if I connect this to this, my security lights will basically now come on as soon as it's sunset, and if it's before sunrise, then they'll come on. Okay, so that's for my security lights. For the parking lot lights, I want to just do, maybe I just want to do as soon as it's sunset, they'll come on. They'll come on. Let's keep the parking lot lights on for. Let's keep them on for like 2 hours. Okay. So we use a one shot here, and what the one shot does is you can give it a time in seconds, and it will basically trigger once, and then after the time is up, it will go false. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, I'm going to trigger it, then I'm going to use a constant here for time. Again, this doesn't have to be constant, but for the simplicity of this example, I'm going to use a constant. And let's give it, this is going to be in seconds, so let's going to give it, just as for this example, I'm going to make it 1 hour. Okay, you can make it whatever number you want, but just for this example, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to say on time, and then parking lot lights. So what's going to happen is as soon as there's sunset, my parking lot lights will come on, and they'll stay on for 1 hour, and then they'll go off. Okay, and again, this is a very quick example. You can see that you can put a lot of other blocks in here and make the logic very complicated, or you can keep it very simple. It's up to you. And obviously you can do other things. Let me just move this stuff around so I can show you. And if I wanted to, do something else, I can copy and paste my sunset block here again, and then I can give this one an offset if I wanted to trigger, say, after the sunset for some reason, for some other logic. Let's say I want it to be, let's say I wanted to trigger 4 hours. So that would be, sorry, drag out a integer constant. Okay, let's see. So 4 hours, that's 240. So okay, so 240 minutes, and I'm going to connect this to the offset since it's the positive number, so it's after that. So then I could trigger some other function 4 hours after the sunset. Okay. Let's say I had some sort of lights that I wanted to keep on, just only turn them on 4 hours after the sunset, then I could do that. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I just wanted to again show you a quick example of some of the possibilities there. There's a lot more capabilities, and once you dig into it and start playing around, you can come up with some very, very fancy sequences. All right, thanks guys. Please, give us any feedback or drop us a line for any information you need. The contact information will be coming up as usual. and we'll see you soon in the next video.